welcome back to my channel. If you watched my last video, you'd know that I read ACOTAR for the first time because I was in a really bad slump and I just needed that book to like get me out of my slump, and ACOTAR really did it for me. I really enjoyed the first book. Obviously I'm continuing with the series and I'm reading A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm about 100 pages in. I'm on chapter 10 now, so I kind of skipped the whole first impressions thing just because I felt like it wasn't as important, because obviously it's not like the first book in the series, it's the second book, so it wasn't important. What we've learned so far is that Feyre is kind of like haunted by the trials that she had to go through in order to save Tamlin and everybody else, and she's having these reoccurring nightmares of everything that happened, and she feels really guilty and she's always like throwing up and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Tamlin and Lucien are going out every day and, you know, clearing out the rest of the creatures like the Naga and the Bog. I don't entirely know what they're called. Meanwhile, Feyre's just kind of cooped up in the manor at the Spring Court and she hates it. She's like, I want to come out with you, let me come and hunt with you, you know I'm capable. And Tamlin's just like, no baby girl, you stay at home where it's safe, because I don't think you're capable and I need to know that you're safe so that I can feel okay. So he's just keeping her cooped up like a pretty little present in his big fancy house. At the end of A Court of Thorns and Roses as well, Feyre made a bargain with Rhysand that said that for 1 week each month she has to spend that week with him. Tamlin and Feyre are supposed to get married, but Feyre kind of fumbled. She got a bit of cold feet and in her head she was like, anyone save me, and then poof, Rhysand, sorry. And he took her away for a week, you know, as per the bargain, you know, pay up Feyre. So that happened because apparently he can like tap into whatever the fuck she's thinking. I don't know. So yeah, that's about where we're at. So the roads are a bit bumpy is what I'm seeing so far within the first 100 pages of this book. First impressions, I'm liking it. Feyre's bored, so you know I'm a bit bored. The most interesting bit of the book was the week that she wasn't at the Spring Court, because while she's there she's just been like cooped up, so it's boring, she's not doing anything. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading and we're gonna see where it goes from there. I'm almost halfway through A Court of Mist and Fury, so I thought I'd just do a quick little update because I don't want this to end up being too long, because I think I might just pick up A Court of Wings and Ruins straight after this and I might put it into this video as well instead of making a separate video. But anyway, so far what I can say confidently is I'm over Tamlin and I'm now just here for Rhysand. Okay, give it up for Rhysand. Tamlin has started showing all these like red flags. I'm over him. I'm not here for him anymore. Do you know what I mean? I feel bro, reading this after reading the first book, Court of Thorns and Roses, I feel so stupid for just like liking Tamlin so easily, because I feel like there were definitely some red flags in the first book. He like snapped at Feyre and I was like, dude, that's not cool. Let's not do that. Main plot right now is there is an inevitable war coming, because yeah, they defeated the Queen Amarantha, I think her name was, but there's still the King of Highburn, whose name we don't know, so yeah, he's just the King of Highburn. And apparently he's got a cauldron because he wants to resurrect Durian, the guy that fell in love with Amarantha's sister, I think. I don't know, it's a bit foggy, but that's kind of what's going on. Feyre has banded together with Rhysand and his inner circle. They're trying to locate the cauldron. No, they're not, that's a lie. They're trying to locate a special book that can like cease the power of the cauldron, if that makes sense, I think. But yeah, that's what's going on. I'm just gonna keep at it and then we'll see where that goes.
Hi. So all day I've just been reading ACOMAF, Court of Mist and Fury. I finished it about an hour ago. I genuinely... I don't know where to begin with this. Before I picked up this series, I knew that this was the fan favourite. I knew that everyone was saying that this was the best book in the series, so I was really nervous to start it because I was like, if this one doesn't live up to the hype, I'm gonna be real scared. But it did. It really did. There were so many twists that I did not see coming, and I just feel like this book really grabbed me by the balls. Do you know what I mean? Again, I can't find anything to complain about in this book, which is, you know, that just automatically makes it a 5-star read for me. I loved the plot, I loved the relationships between the characters, and I mean especially the relationship between Rhysand and Feyre, because although I did kind of see it coming, it still really impacted me, because I remember I was reading it very late at night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and just reading them, not even like making physical contact, but just the way that they are around each other as people. Like, I was having butterflies and everything was just, it was insane. The world building in this one and the description of the setting in this book is just immaculate compared to the first book, which was good, but this second one was just somehow better. It was so much easier for me to just picture all of their surroundings and everything they were doing, the hair's coming down and everything. This has left me so in shock that I can't even, like, it's left me so shocked that I can't even talk about it properly. I genuinely, like, I don't know what to say. I mean, I think I know by this point that the last 100 pages of a Sarah J Maas book are just a whirlwind of emotions. There was so much going on. I was screaming. I was also crying and just praying that it was all gonna go right, which it did to an extent. I'm here for the drama. There's so much drama. Like, I just want to know what happens next. Like, as soon as I finished this, immediately I picked up A Court of Wings and Ruin, have started reading it. I'm only like 20 pages or so into it now, but again, I'll keep you updated on that one as well. This was immaculate. The only things I didn't really enjoy in this book were the smutty scenes, but that's just because I'm not personally a fan of them. But that's not something I'm like complaining about. Okay, still a 5-star read despite the smutty scenes, because they were still okay. You know, I'm not fully complaining about them. They were still good. Everything in this was good. I'm here for Rhysand. I'm still not here for Tamlin anymore. I hate Tamlin. I don't know how I liked him so much in the first book, having what I know now about him. I just wish I could take back everything I said about Tamlin. I adored this book and everything that it is. I mean, look at all the tabs again. I was tabbing full pages again. I'm probably going to do the same thing with the third book. So, good job, Sarah. Again. So I'm currently almost like halfway through A Court of Wings and Ruin. I will say I kind of feel like this one's been a little bit weirdly paced in comparison to the first 2 books in the series. However, it's not badly paced, if that makes any sense. I think it just really depends on what you're looking for as a reader. So what happened was Tamlin had basically led the High Lady of the Night Court into enemy territory, right into the heart of it all, and she gathered information on what like Highburn's army plans to do, and then she just went back to the Night Court and snitched and told everyone. Lucien went with her to the Night Court, so he's basically a switching sides, and he's got this whole situation with Elaine because they're mates apparently, and so he's trying to figure out that. Elaine's basically gone cuckoo since being, you know, thrown into a cauldron, which, you know what, fair enough. So she's insane, and she's been like spouting riddles this whole time, and nobody has a clue what she's been going on about. We all just thought she was going mad. But then whilst Nesta and Feyre were trying to seal up some holes in the wall, these ravens came. They said that they were Highburn's ravens, and Elaine had been saying something about a white and black raven were coming. So basically Elaine had sensed what was going to happen. So she's not going mad, but perhaps she doesn't just fully understand what she's actually seeing or saying. I don't know. They're just trying to like band together absolutely any alliances that they can think of. They want all of them together. They're even trying to get the bone carver from the prison to help them. But you know what that guy's like, he very much is not an easy man. So that's where we're at. We are preparing for this inevitable war. I'm here for it. It's good. It's getting good, but I'll keep you updated as always. Hi, so I'm refilming this. I did already film an outro, but I was very distracted by whatever the hell my boyfriend was doing outside in the background. So I didn't really go too much in depth on what I'd read. I ended up finishing A Court of Rings and Ruin, and let me tell you, it was an absolute roller coaster of emotions for me. The drama was just up there. There was so much going on. It was really like high stakes stuff in this book, which I really enjoyed because, like I mentioned in my first video, I really do look for the action. So I do enjoy the romance because, you know, romance is the main thing that I read. However, I found that in these books, I wasn't really searching for the romance. I was more searching for the action and the resolution of the, you know, the genuine problems in this world. That being said, I did still really enjoy the romance. The relationship that formed between Rhysand and Feyre was absolutely monumental. It was everything that you hope for in a romance, you know. I really enjoyed the way that Rhysand healthily helps her become the woman that she wants to be and allows her to become her utmost self, you know, unlike Tamlin did. So yeah, I really appreciate that. They had a romance in which it was making me feel things physically, like I had butterflies in my stomach and I was like giggling and stuff like that. And a romance book hasn't done that for me in a really long time. So to me, that means a lot. I have no complaints with this book. I feel like it was a little bit weirdly paced in comparison to the other two, but that's not me saying it's badly paced. Just that it has a different pacing to the other two. I am going to say that this book is also a 5 stars. I do fear that this entire series might just be a 5-star series, but what really did we expect going into this? It is living up to its hype. I'm very grateful that it's living up to its hype as well, because I was so intimidated to start this series, but I'm really glad that I just threw myself into it and allowed myself to just really get into it. I have started reading A Court of Frost and Starlight. Won't be doing a video on it just because it's just a little novella. It doesn't really need to be in a video. But once I've read that, I will read A Court of Silver Flames, and then I will probably do a video on that. And then yeah, that's, you know, that's all the ACOTAR books so far. I'm sure that there are, you know, more going to be released, and once they do release, I will read them and I will do videos on them. But for now, that's where I'm at with this series. Absolutely beautiful and absolutely beautiful. 2 amazing books, 2 5-star reads, 3 5-star reads back to back, counting the first one. It's going really well so far. I am loving this series and everything that it has to offer. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this video. Again, I hope it was a good watch because it was definitely a good read. So